Today we're going to detect the dirt and remove it with the Shark PowerDetect 2-in-1 Robot Vacuum Mop with the NeverTouch Pro Base. A huge thank you to Shark for sponsoring this video. Let's get started. Now starting off here, we have the PowerDetect Robot and the NeverTouch Base. Now this does come with everything you need to get started, as well as it comes with some extra cleaning here that you can put in your water and an extra mop pad and a side brush for the robot. So I placed this in my home in a central location that makes it easy for the robot to get to other parts in the area. So first up, let's talk about the dustbin. Now this is one of the coolest things that I have seen because it's not available on any other robot, where you have the dustbin, which is a 60-day storage dustbin, and there is no extra bag that you need. You just simply open that up and you can empty all your dirt. We've already been cleaning with this, and then you just empty it, put it back, and you're ready to go for next time. Again, that's 60 days before you need to empty that. Now here up top, we have a large water tank. This is going to last for 30 days without needing to refill. That is huge. Over on the side here, we have the dirty water bin. So as it is cleaning, it's going to clean the mop pad and put all the dirty water here into the dirty water bin. Now at the top, you have the odor neutralizer. This is going to help this stay nice and fresh so that you don't have to worry about it being stinky over in the corner. Next, we're going to add the odor neutralizer. So here it comes in this nice sealed bag. Just going to pull it out, flip up the top, and now we're going to lock it into place. Ooh, that smells nice. Now this is the first time I've seen an odor neutralizer on a base station, and that's just perfect because these tend to get a little bit stinky. Over on the left side, there is an air filter that is actually washable, so you can pull that out and easily wash it. As well as up on the top, there is another filter that is easily washable. Should be done every 30 days. And down here under the robot is one really cool feature. It is able to actually drop the mop pad. So that is what you are seeing right here. So if it is going to clean carpets, it's gonna leave the mop pad here. So there's no worry about getting your carpets wet if it's going to vacuum after it's already mopped. Again, all of that is built right here into the NeverTouch Pro Base. You would just have to come about every 30 days, check on the water level, check on the dust bin, make sure that's all good, and then it's gonna keep running no problem. It's always nice when you add a new smart product to your home that can take care of itself and it doesn't add more work to your day-to-day. Now I think this is just a really brilliant idea, having the mop pads stay back here at the base station. That way your carpets never get wet, because once they get wet and dirt gets on them, then they get even more dirty. So it's just best to keep it right here. Now let's take a look at the PowerDetect robot. Now here at the top, we have the side brush, which is able to quickly pull in hair down into the main brush, where it's going to pull in all the dirt in your home. And then here at the bottom, we have the mop pad. On the top of the robot here, we have the 360-degree LiDAR sensor. That's how it's going to be able to navigate around your home and know exactly where it is positioned. Now at the top and the front, we have the LiDAR system. This is how it's going to navigate around your home to know exactly where it's positioned and what room it's in. This is going to help it navigate around your home, whether it's night or day. And then here on the top, you do have a few buttons where you can interact with it easily and an LED light bar. Now there's a lot of other features to talk about, but let's go ahead and get the cleaning started. So the first thing we need to do is set this up in the Shark Clean app. It just takes a few minutes to get it connected, connect it to your Wi-Fi, and then it gives you a prompt to start cleaning. The first cleaning, it's gonna go around, start vacuuming, and then figure out exactly where all the rooms are in your home. And then you can go into the app and customize exactly how that looks. It completed the mission, so here you can see the full home. I also went through and customized it, adding labels, merging any areas or splitting areas that needed to be to make it the exact way my home is. So now that we have that done, we are ready to clean. So we can clean by the entire home, we can clean by room, or we can go through and do a quick spot cleaning. Now the home is looking pretty dirty, so we're gonna go ahead and do a full cleaning. And then here we have the option to vacuum, mop, or vacuum and mop. So we're gonna do a full vacuum and mopping of the home. Here you can see what it looks like before we have even started this process. All kinds of marks and stuff on the floor and dirt here and there. So now we're ready to prepare to vacuum and mop.
Starting to deep clean, starting with carpets, then hard floors.
Now, one of the problems I've had with other robot mops is how they are always getting stuck on different things. Well, that's gonna be no problem here with the Shark PowerDetect robot because it has what's called NeverStuck technology. How this works is the robot can lift up the mop to easily maneuver over carpets, and if you have a threshold between rooms, it can use its wheels to lift it up and over without missing a beat. And here on the chairs that we have in this room, it had no problem getting over those very, very quickly without getting stuck. This has been really helpful for thicker rugs and is even able to not mess up thinner rugs on the floor. The robot will also lift up the mop pads when it goes over carpet to prevent it from not getting stuck. And lifting the mop pad also helps avoid getting the carpet wet. Now our home is like every other home. We have a bunch of toys all over the floor, but built into this is EdgeDetect. That's where it's going to be able to see different objects with its 3D sensors on the robot and be able to navigate around them easily, so the toys aren't going to be a problem. Right, boy? All right, see you later. Now, if the object is too small, it might have an issue navigating around it, but no problem pushing it away. But larger objects here, you can see it instantly sees them and moves around them without bumping into it. Even here in the bedroom, it was able to notice the cord was on the floor and avoided it without getting stuck, staying true to its never stuck promise. Now next up we have floor detect. So this is able to automatically understand if it's on a hardwood floor or a carpet floor, and then if it has the mop pads on and it's on carpet, it will automatically raise those mop pads and continue to vacuum that floor in a custom pattern so the mop pads never touch the carpet. When it gets off the carpet, the mop pads then come down, and then this helps it so it can avoid carpets while it is mopping. This will help it determine in certain areas if it needs to then put the mop pads away so that it can just vacuum the entire floor, or pick up the mop pads to mop the entire floor. Now, one of the best parts about the Shark PowerDetect is it has DirtDetect technology. So it's able to intelligently boost the suction power when it sees that there is more dirt that I can't see. My floors look relatively clean, but it just turned that on to get more dirt that was right there underneath it. Now, I was cleaning the floor over in this area, it noticed that it had extra crumbs, so you hear it power up and clean the area more efficiently. No crumbs left behind. Here on the LED light, it's showing green. When it has DirtDetect enabled, it's showing blue, indicating it has extra dirt to pick up. Now, when it's vacuuming up to the wall on the edge or around the corners, it's using EdgeDetect. This means it's going to blast air into that area to move debris out and into its cleaning path. As it is vacuuming the carpet here, you can see in this time lapse, it's slowing down in certain areas and circling those are where it is using its DirtDetect to be able to get those areas really, really deep. And it has now completed this room. It looks so good. I love that now all of that dirt has been picked up and it's in the dustbin over at the base station. And now we're going to be vacuuming every so often because I've created a schedule to make sure that this room is always staying clean. Now, once the NeverTouch 2-in-1 Robot Vacuum Mop has finished vacuuming the carpeted areas in a specific zone, it's then going to begin mopping. So it heads back to the NeverTouch base station, and first it empties the robot's dustbin into the NeverTouch base.
My water tank is being filled.
Once it does that, it's then going to go out and start mopping. And here it's getting the pads ready, and now it begins mopping. You can see the nice water trail. When it is mopping, it uses what's called sonic mopping, where it's moving the pad back and forth 100 times per minute. This really helps it get those stuck on stains. And here's the water dries. You can see how it's cleaned up all of those dust marks from the summer stampede in here, and the floor is already looking so much better. While it is mopping the floor, it is also still vacuuming. So it's gonna cover your entire floor with the vacuum, but sometimes it will do mop and vac at the same time. It just gave a notice that the water tank in the robot is empty, so it's headed back to the NeverTouch station to refill. And here in the living room and the hallway so far, it is looking great. Now, I think the kitchen's next. We got a lot of cleaning over there. Now, one of the more difficult areas for robot mops to get is right here under the toe kick. They're just not able to get right under there. Well, with the PowerDetect, you are able to have the wet EdgeDetect mode. With this mode, it's able to extend its mop pad 1 inch to get all the way under that toe kick, so it's going to be able to clean all of that which others miss. And once it finishes mopping and heads back to the base station, it cleans the mop pads, and then it turns on the auto dry function to make sure the mop pads are dry and ready for the next cleaning. Now that the entire floor is clean, let's see how our NeverTouch Pro Base Station is doing. Now, of course, I don't need to be touching it, but let's just have a recap. So first up here in the water tank, there you can see we have used a bit of water. I've mopped the entire floor. So this is quite a large area. So depending on the area is how often you will need to refill that. And then here in the dirty water, we just have a little bit in there that we will need to go and clean out. It's great that this is in here and no longer on the floor. And then over here on the side in this awesome dustbin, make sure you open it upside down over something, but there you can see how much dirt it got out of the room here. This is crazy. You can see all of those little pieces of debris and other things that it cleaned up. And it's amazing that that is no longer on the floor and it's secured here in the dustbin. Now here in the bottom of the PowerDetect robot, you have the dustbin for its just regular mopping and then the mop pad. And then in here you have this very large water tank. So it's storing all of the dust in here until it gets full. Then it brings it back and puts it there in the NeverTouch base. But here there is a little filter that you can pull out, and there's a filter in there as well. So really cool that all of that's built into here. This is what allows you to really be hands off on the robot. It gets everything done. It takes this back and is able to adjust all that with the NeverTouch Pro Base. In the app, you can also go in and create a schedule. This allows you to have it automatically clean throughout the week so that you don't have to. Here we can create a schedule to do vacuuming, mopping, or both, depending on the room, the days of the week, and even the start time. So it's gonna be super easy to maintain that clean home. It has now finished vacuuming and mopping the entire home here, and it is looking better than ever. Now that means the kids are gonna be in here in no time to make it messy again, but the good news is it's super easy to now maintain a dirt-free home with the Shark PowerDetect NeverTouch Pro. I loved how easy it was to have everything built into here, and it's able to do all the maintenance by itself, and this is going to be the perfect companion for my home. If you have any further questions, please let me know down in the comments below, and you can pick up yours down in the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.